Gang! Cause we always hit the nail on the head. So check this out, my Miami Hurricane fans, my Florida State Seminole fans. Welcome to the Big Three. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you ain't already. Alright, so I got a very interesting article that relates both to the Miami Hurricanes and the Florida State Seminoles. So I decided to do this video for you. As you guys can see, I'm on the site 247 Sports. Yeah, let's get into it though. Make sure you guys hit that like button for me. ACC football these aren't predictions. These are projected regular season win total for every team in 2023. So, as you guys know, Florida State had a winning season for the first time in like 5 years or something like that. Damn, that's tough. Miami didn't make a bowl game for the first time in a long time, also with a season of like 5-7. Dang. Even lost to the Seminoles 45-6. Ooh. Man. But anyways, yeah, let's get straight to business. They predicted basically each team's chances of making it to the ACC championship and predicted wins. So if you guys like to bet on these things, this might give you like not accurate, but more of a mindset of where these teams are. But let's get straight to it. So first up, you got Virginia Cavaliers. They're predicted them with a 3.5 point win. So basically, they could win 4 games. Virginia scrambled to a 3-8 record, including 1-6 mark in the conference during Elliott's first year. So last year Virginia was 3-8. So they predicted them to have maybe one more win this season. That's tough. Hey, one win. I mean, it's an improvement, right? Boston College up next. Projected them to win 4 games. So, Boston College. It's Boston College, man. We ain't gotta go too deep into that. Virginia Tech is projected to have 5 wins, finishing 3-8. Last year, Brent Key's first year on the job, so they went from they projected them to have 2 more games win this year, so they'll bump up to 5 wins. No bowl games if this is accurate, So they was 3-8, and that was their worst record since 1992. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy right there. The Yellow Jackets. Georgia Tech is projected to have 6 wins this season. Georgia Tech finishes 5-7 this past season. Blowout loss to Miami, the worst Miami team we've seen in a long time. So they're projected to have 6 wins. We'll see, man. We'll see. Syracuse last season. Syracuse is projected to have 6.5 wins. Basically, call it 7. Last season, Syracuse started off strong. First 6 games they won. They were 6-0, and then they kind of fumbled the bag the rest of the season. Yeah, high expectations after they started off so well, and then they just kind of went downhill. Yeah, started last season 6-0, but quickly unraveled. Yeah, man, that's crazy. After that loss to Clemson, it's kind of like when Miami and Florida State was undefeated. I think they were back in 2013. They played. I think Miami was like 7-0 at the time, and Florida State I think was like 8-0, 6-0. One of them 7. We met undefeated, and then after we lost to them, the rest of the season we just crumbled. That's kind of what happened to Syracuse. 7 wins for Wake Forest. I'm sorry, I don't know why I have West Virginia coming off my mind right now, but Wake Forest. Not too much to say on Wake Forest. Kind of just want to get through some of these teams. Duke Blue Devils. Pretty good season. Pretty good first year under Mike Elko last year. Finished with a 9-4 record. That's not what you normally hear for them. Started quarterback Riley Leonard, along with veteran defense that ranked 31 in the country, in the nation, pretty much allowed 22 points. So they'll be back. They'll be back. How does Duke's schedule does not play in their favor. So, yeah, they might have some tough games this season, but they're predicted to have 7 wins. 7 wins in a bowl game. Coming off a 9-win season, that's kind of like going to be a letdown for Duke. But, like I said, these are just projections, not, saying that they will happen. Next up on the chopping block, you got Pitt Panthers. 7.5 wins, 7.5. Pitt lost arguably its best offensive and defensive player in this offseason, and running back Israel, and defensive lineman College. I don't know who that is. College, whatever. I don't know who them is. But they're saying that Pitt should be winning 7.5 or call it 8 games this season. So, we'll keep an eye out on Pitt. Miami does play Pitt this season, so we'll see how they go. They got a later road game against Wake Forest, Duke, and Notre Dame. So it might be a tough outing for them. So Pitt is actually going for 6 straight bowl games, bowl eligible season. So we'll see if they could do that under Coach Pat. So next up, you got 7.5 wins with Louisville. Louisville's been recruiting pretty well. I think the money bag is over there. So we'll see if they can continue to do so. The Cardinals riled in 12 players in the transfer portal. Yeah, like I said, they've been doing pretty well. So we'll keep an eye out on them. 8 wins, projected 8 wins, the Miami Hurricanes. Miami falls short of expectation on the first year. I'll let you to read this one because, it's pertaining to the Hurricanes. On the first year head coach, Mario Cristobal in 2022, finishing with its first losing season since 2007, 5-7. Despite Miami's poor finish, Cristobal welcomed return of quarterback Tyler Van Dyke and a stack recruiting class. During the early signing period in December, Miami received national letter of intent from 25 of its 26 commitment in the 2023 class. That's ranked number 4 in the nation. The Hurricanes, basically, Mario Cristobal is here to stay. Plain and simple. 2021, 22. We can put all those behind us. Let's move forward. Let's go ahead and continue to rank up these classes. Projected 8 wins coming from 5-7, so they're looking at a 3-game improvement. The offensive line has improved, based on the recruitment and what we picked up out of the transfer portal. It should look a lot better. Projected to look a lot better. What else? The offensive, play calling should be a lot better also. In a couple of days or so, we will see who the offensive coordinator and some of the other key coaching positions are. But projected 8 wins. Let's keep it going. NC State, they're giving them 8.5, so call it 9 win. NC State went 8-5 last year. As you guys know, they lost their quarterback. So it possibly could have been a better season for them, but unfortunately for them, they lost their quarterback. So, they still did beat Florida State, though, with a receiver playing quarterback. That's tough. North Carolina is projected 8.5 wins. North Carolina, 1 point loss to Oregon in the Holiday Bowl. Proved that the Tar Heels have enough firepower to weather the loss, blah, blah, blah. Josh Downs opt out, basically, so they probably could have had a better deal. Drake Mayo, he should be, should I say Drake May? I don't know, I'll be calling him man Mayo. He should be back, so they should make an improvement. All right, so the Florida State Seminoles projected to win 10.5 or 11 games. So, me personally, I see Florida State finishing 9-3. I don't think they'll win 10 in the regular season. possibly if they play in the ACC championship, I think they'll lose that too. Not nothing against Florida State. In this video, I'm trying to be totally unbiased, but I don't see them. I don't see them winning the ACC or making that big of a leap. I do think they go 9-3. Yeah, but let's see what they say about them, since there's a lot of you guys on here. Obviously, so with Jordan Travis looking like a real deal quarterback, basically. The first statement, God dang it, a real deal quarterback. All right, and it's first 10-win season since 2016 under his belt. Florida State hopes to take the next step under Coach Mike Norvell and dethrone Clemson as the first dethrone Clemson as the class of the ACC next season. Yeah, I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. They could possibly play each other in the ACC championship for the first time since there's no division, but I don't see Florida State actually beating Clemson in the regular or the postseason or any of that. So that's just my thoughts. I could be wrong. And these are unbiased thoughts, by the way. There's a So a 4-game stretch between them, blah, 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 Duke, Wake Forest, Pitt, Miami. Florida State's more talented than all those teams heading into the season, but are on the road on a couple, and these opponents should be vastly improved in 2023. So, yeah, Miami goes to Florida State. I think Florida State should be favored and probably projected to win that game. Coming off the season that Miami had, plus Florida State, they beat Miami 45-3 at home. So it's safe to say that, they will be favored in that one. Pitt, not quite sure how they'll, measure up against them. Florida State did dive into the transfer portal and picked up a lot of, key pieces that, Mike Norvell and coaching staff think that's possible improvements that they, needed. So we'll see how that turns out. But Wake Forest, they lost to them. Duke is on the rise. Crazy to say, but Duke is on the rise. Can we actually see Duke beat Florida State for the first time in a long time? That's another good question. Has Duke ever beaten Florida State? I'm not sure if they have. Somebody let me know in the comment section. And then last but not least on the list, you got Clemson projected to win 10.5 games. As you guys know, Mike, there's some changes to the coaching staff at Clemson. Dabo fired his offensive coordinator, so we'll see. DJ Uka Anka Luka Luka Lulu is no longer there. Their new quarterback, Caleb, he'll take over. So basically, they went 11-3. Lost the bowl game, the Orange Bowl, to the real Orange team. Not to say that Clemson is going to take a step back too far. I think they still win 10 games. I think this probably will be accurate. I think they'll probably still win the ACC championship this year. It's just going to be who's the opponent. Now, I know Miami is projected to win, 8 games or whatever, and I think that's pretty accurate. But the fan in me and the persona that's been portrayed on this channel is going to say otherwise. Of course, until games are played, it's always 12-0. Persona-wise, now, I don't think Miami will be playing in the ACC championship, but I would rather see them play Florida State, to be honest with you. But a more improved Miami. If Miami could start off the season and keep building, I think 2024 will be a more reasonable year to look to see the Canes start making, competing in the ACC and all that. But hey, man, it would be nice to see Miami versus Florida State in the ACC championship, as long as Miami win. But anyways, guys, like, share, subscribe. This was just a quick article that was written on 247 Sports. I am subscribed to 247 Sports, so yeah. Anyways, like, share, subscribe. Tell me what you think. These predictions for the ACC for the ACC. If you're not a Miami Hurricane fan or a Clemson fan or Florida State fan or any of these teams that's getting highlights, in these projections, you let me know how you feel. Did they get your team right? Did they get them right? Was I right about Florida State? Was I right about Miami? Like, share, subscribe. T2Y, I'm out.